Hi, we're doing 11.10. It's plant hormones, and yeah, they're really boring, but hey, they're really useful if you know a thing or two about them. Just the other day, I pulled out of avocado from the fridge. It was a bit hard, wanted to use it the next day. So what I did was I bunged it on top of my ripening tomatoes, and hey presto, the avocado ripened in a much quicker time. Got to be something to do with the hormones that these plants are producing, and in fact it is. Plants, to ripen, produce a hormone called ethylene, and ethylene is given off as a gas. Sometimes you can slow down the ripening of fruits and vegetables by controlling this ethylene gas, and that's where these handy little bags come in that you might have seen in and around the shops. These bags, if you put your food in them, your fruits, your vegetables, and then just store them in the normal place that you would normally store them, are going to last so much longer. And that's because the ethylene gas that these produce, instead of surrounding the fruit and encouraging ripening of the whole fruit at the same time, these bags absorb the ethylene gas. That means that the bananas stay in an ethylene-free environment, and that means they don't ripen as quickly. So we're going to test that. Here's a bunch of bananas. Clearly, they need ripening. I don't like eating them when they're all green like that. They're obviously from the same plant because it's on the same bunch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rip them in half, and I'm going to put half of them inside my Stay Fresh bag. This bag, we expect that these bananas are going to stay fresh for longer because this plastic is lined with a material that's going to absorb the ethylene gas, and that's going to stop them from ripening. Of course, I can't compare this with this because who's to say it's not just the fact it's in a plastic bag that it's going to slow its ripening. So to set up a control, I'm going to do exactly the same. I've got the same size bag. I've got the same bunch of bananas. I'm going to wrap them up in the same way, and then I'm going to leave those for a few days, and I'm going to come back and I'll be able to judge which one is more ripe by looking at the colour of it. Okay, 10 days later, let's have a little look. If I take my ones from the ethylene absorbing bag, you can see that they're still in a good condition to eat after 10 days. If I take my other ones out that were in a normal plastic bag, in other words, the ethylene became concentrated inside that bag, and remember the ethylene is causing the ripening of the bananas, they look very different. I wouldn't particularly want to eat one of them, but I might want to eat one of them.